Welcome to my channel briefing on Bravo. There might not have been literal daggers hurled at the Traitors Round Table, but there were undoubtedly plenty of insults, and one of them involved famous actor and teen heartthrob Zac Efron. In Season 3, Episode 4 of the nail-biting competition series, now available to watch on Peacock, Bob the drag queen defended himself when many of his fellow players, accurately, accused him of being a deceptive traitor. Among his challengers was Zac Efron, Zac's younger brother and producer of the Emmy Award-winning Netflix series Down to Earth with Zac Efron, who remained steadfast in his belief that Bob was no faithful. When tasked with banishing a player, Dylan doubled down on previous statements and sided with Survivor's Boston Rob Mariano, also a traitor, by telling Bob, "I genuinely think you're a traitor." Bob responded with a knee-jerk insult about Zac, but as anyone from the Real Housewives of New Jersey could tell you, family should be left out of the arguments. Just ask Dolores Catania. Bob the drag queen insults Zac Efron's brother. Bob the drag queen had a few choice words when defending himself against Dylan's reasons behind voting him off the show. Like, what's the easier game for a traitor to play? Yes, I would play a very quiet one because I can't be boisterous, Dylan explained to the others. What would Bob do? Bob is an amazing actor. I grew up with an actor. Before Dylan could finish, Bob said the High School Musical and Greatest Showman star was not a good actor. Players were taken aback, including Dolores, who said, "That was not nice." The Biggest Loser's Bob Harper let his mouth drop, and Boston Rob was left shaking his head. The RuPaul's Drag Race winner continued to argue his case for why he wasn't a traitor, a concept that grew legs when Boston Rob planted the seed with other castmates. Boston Rob targeted Bob the drag queen after the latter openly suspected one of the newer cast additions, which included Boston Rob, the challenge's Wes Bergman, and Big Brother's Derek Levasseur, of being a traitor. Bob was less than pleased with Boston Rob. At the roundtable, Bob called his rival a little bitch, adding, "I will bury you under the sand." Dolores Catania defends Zac Efron. Following the explosive roundtable meeting where Bob the drag queen was banished and finally exposed as a traitor, the remaining players celebrated with a collective sigh of relief. Model Sam Asghari commended Dylan for trusting his instincts, remarking how Zac Efron's younger brother suspected Bob from day one. "Good job, Dylan," Dolores called out, "and listen, your brother is a good actor." The group had a good laugh, and Dylan seemed to have no reservations about his decision. A Bravolette was nearly banished. Bob the drag queen's reactivity, which many cited as deflection, might have been why Dolores was one of several faithfuls to vote him off. "Bob, I love you dearly," she told him, "but your reaction to things is why I voted for you." Bob called the decision fair. Summer House's Sierra Miller voted for Bob too, but they were neck and neck as potentially being voted off the traitors. Those who chose Ciara, including the Real Housewives of Potomac's Robin Dixon, argued she didn't have a strong defense when fighting for her cause in Season 3, Episode 3's Coffin Challenge. Meanwhile, Vanderpump Rules' Tom Sandoval voted for faithful Nikki Garcia to go. The Real Housewives of New York City's Dorinda Medley and the Real Housewives of Dubai's Channel Ayan were murdered off the series earlier this season. Come back to Briefing on Bravo and see more news.